Are you ready to start a business using either ChatGPT or Google Bard/Google Gemini? In the last year, basically, since ChatGPT has been out, I have been experimenting myself on how to be able to start a business or start different things or creating assets or things that I need for my own business. And I want to dive into a video on how you guys can do that as well. Now, in the last year, I did already create a video on how to start a business using ChatGPT. So I'll be using the same prompt to compare and contrast basically the differences between how Bard or Gemini reacts and how ChatGPT still reacts. Now, I enjoy doing these kinds of videos because I can see how far AI has come basically since I first, put in that last prompt, and of course using a different system someone else is using as well. Now, the first thing is if you're going to start creating threads basically or chats inside of Bard or ChatGPT, the main thing to keep in mind is the WOAH method. Now, the WOAH method basically means that W is who you are, what you do, and who you work for, the outcome that you need from ChatGPT or Gemini. A is asking, are you ready or do you understand? And then H is just the how. If you want to add additional parameters basically or instructions, you put it on the last part. This is to kind of make sure that you're giving ChatGPT or Google Bard the best path to success, to getting you what it is that you actually want, instead of just kind of not getting the actual answers that you need. So let's start that first. So here I'm pretending that I am a freelance writer. So let's put it there. So I'm a freelance writer for women business coaches. So who I am, what I do, and who I work with. And I need your expertise in starting and growing a business and acting as an expert business coach. So I'm currently looking to start a business of my own. Are you ready? Let me know if you understand. So it's very much just, hey, this is what I need. I want this outcome, which is basically being able to start my business. So let's hammer those in to both ChatGPT and Gemini. By the way, if you guys don't know, this is Gemini, this is ChatGPT, just because I didn't go into it. So here, I like that for Gemini, it gave here are potential areas where I can help. And of course, ChatGPT also does the same thing of these are the different aspects that we can dive into. Now, the first thing that you want to put into ChatGPT or Gemini, if you're thinking of starting your own business, is to just generate ideas from them. I'm going to put in this prompt, which is create 5 to 10 businesses that I can do with my experience. So then it'll just start giving you different ideas that you can do, that you can start based off of, again, the first prompt, your WOAH method prompt right here. Then it can start generating what that is. So usually, honestly, these would be kind of the same. So we have here, leveraging your writing and coaching knowledge. These are the businesses. Beyond writing, that's businesses, and then bonus ideas. So that's really cool. Versus ChatGPT did just put everything in kind of one go. So let's say, let's say that we'll go with the book ghostwriting as a business on this. Now you can do this with all of it. You can do one by one. But I do want to ask it first this. I'm going to validate the idea before I actually launch off and start the business. So when you're starting a business in general, of course, you want to make sure that people are actually willing to buy it, not just that you had an idea and you want to push through it. You want to make sure that you get your first dollar or first validation that someone is willing to pay for it. That's basically what we'll ask for here. So here, interestingly enough, for Gemini, says I don't have the definite ranked ideas due to several factors. However, I can provide some insights to help you prioritize. So here, potential quick launch within 30 days. So it gave me a list of what I could launch within 30 days. And then these require more validation and development. So quick and sell, write and publish ebooks. So we did say that we'll go with ghostwriting. So here, it's also kind of put into rank the different types. So content creation agency, the virtual assistant services, online course creation, so on and so forth. Like I say, let's start with book ghostwriting, just because that's one I haven't tried yet before. So let's go ahead and actually have ChatGPT and Gemini actually flesh out who your target audience is. So we'll do this where pick book ghostwriting. So I just replaced basically the prompt here. So who would be the ideal audience for the book ghostwriting? Create a full profile that can be shared with our sales and marketing team. So we'll do the same thing here. So ChatGPT, it gave us the name, profile, the age, occupation, demographics, psychographics, goals and challenges, key points. Basically, almost the same here that Gemini gave us. So here, it kind of create a full profile without more information. Here's a framework that you can do. Why do they want to write a book? Desired outcome. So very similar to here. The main thing I've noticed, honestly, with the difference between ChatGPT and Gemini is that ChatGPT assumes things. Gemini wants to get more information just so it can give you more accurate data. So that's the main thing to keep in mind with the prompts. Is the more specific that you can get, the more specific the output that they will give you can be as well. So that's one thing to kind of really keep in mind. Next is, as now you have your target audience or target profile, you're gonna want to go ahead and create your MVP or your minimum viable product. What's the smallest thing that you can do basically to be able to say that the business is profitable and can be now service to other people? So here we'll use this prompt of, can you create the MVP for, and let's grab our just book ghostwriting, just the way that we have it here. Can you create the MVP for book ghostwriting as well as deliverables to the target audience? Paste that in, paste that in. So let's see. So this is the cool thing with both basically AIs is generally you can get a really good breakdown on a really big task that you might be feeling overwhelmed with into something that's a little bit more chewable, something more doable. So here we have, MVP for the book ghostwriting service. We have the initial consultation, 30-minute consultation, basic book outline, sample chapter, project proposal, writing process, regular updates, and final manuscript. So these are your deliverables. Here it's giving us an advice for Gemini of create a targeted website, create a basic brochure or PDF, sample chapters, creating a client intake form, the consultation offer, and then basic proposal template, and then these are deliverables. So again, it gives us really good solid things that we can start if you've never started a business before. Solid pillars basically of what you can do already just by kind of brainstorming all of this with both ChatGPT and Gemini. Now again, the thing that I like with Gemini is it does give you additional things. You didn't ask for this, but here you go. And it's actually usually really helpful as you're testing out both AI. Next is, of course, you need to create your sales pitch. So let's grab this prompt of, can you create a sales pitch as if written by Zig Ziglar? Now, Zig Ziglar is one of the people that I like to follow when it comes to creating sales pitches. So let's see what both come up with. So right off the bat, ChatGPT is fast in writing us an email. And same with Gemini. It's actually creating a really good and compelling written. Yeah, there you go. It did write it as Zig Ziglar because it said, but Zig, you say I'm worried about losing my voice, my this and dizzy. So this is already a really good pitch with using Gemini. I like how Gemini wrote this a little bit more versus ChatGPT is a little bit clunkier, is a little bit more formal basically if you're trying to just create something that sounds like someone wrote it. Gemini is a little bit closer to that versus ChatGPT. But again, these aren't really bad things. Like more for, you can even use basically Gemini for your social media, for repurposing, and then you can use ChatGPT's response for something for your actual emails that you send people who already said that they are interested in your services. So it's a really just cool contrast between the two basically of how that works. So I actually like both responses, and you can use a combination of both when you are starting to market your business. Now next is we're going to have it create your brochure basically, or a way to be able to now give your business an asset that you can start giving to people who your target audience is, of course, based off of what we were told earlier. So here, unleash your inner author, introducing a book ghostwriting. So very well written. Let's see how ChatGPT did. Again, ChatGPT went more of a formal route of writing an actual email versus an actual copy for it. But honestly, we can work with this. We can create this into a website and a web page. And then again, we can do the combination of both Gemini and ChatGPT to just start both. Next is you can use either for creating your assets. So the first thing is we'll generate your domain. So here we'll put here, can you generate a list of domains that aren't taken yet that I can use for the business? So as you are starting to now really put into reality your business, you can ask it for different URLs. Sadly, I don't know why invalid URL removed on there. That's a little bit disappointing when it comes to, because I've used Gemini before when I was trying to brainstorm website ideas. I don't know why it has invalid URL removed on there. Okay, so I guess we'll kind of test things out from ChatGPT. Sometimes it just does this just because Gemini is a little bit newer. It will have bugs and things that it hasn't worked out yet. It hasn't interacted with enough human beings to know what are acceptable responses and what aren't. But we can't, I think we can just go. So this is a cool thing that I like with Gemini is you can see other drafts that it could have gone with. So these are all just invalid URL. These have some. So that's just kind of a sad thing that we weren't able to generate good ones from Gemini, but we of course have ChatGPT for that. Next is we can ask ChatGPT or Gemini to generate the logo for the business. So we're just gonna put it on here of, can you create the logo for the business, and instructions that I can basically give to a freelance graphic artist. Now Gemini did this a few days ago, released that they can now generate images, but as said here, it can't create just logos right off the bat, but it can give us concepts. So here, logo concept 1, 2, 3, 4, it gave us 5. This is the color palette, the font style, and then of course additional instructions for the graphic artist. Here for the logo, design brief for the business name, main elements, writing, storytelling. So I like Gemini here more, just because it's a little bit more specific. So we have inspiration and references, deliverables, color variation, not as specific, and also same thing with font. So it doesn't have a lot of font examples versus like Gemini. So again, it is dependent on how specific you are with your prompt and what you put in, but honestly, again, a combination of both works for putting instructions that you can give into a graphic artist or that you can start creation basically from. And of course, you can use tools like Canva to generate logos. You can use tools like just Adobe as well on like actually creating it if you're doing it on your own. But of course, if you're just trying to see how someone else would create your logo, of course, hiring a graphic artist makes sense. Next asset is you can go ahead and ask both to create your brand guidelines basically for the business. So we'll do the same thing for both. Again, same prompt. So here we have the brand overview, brand values, brand identity. So it really just assumed a lot of things on there. Typography, voice and tone, brand assets, applications, brand maintenance. So here, let's see, we have a mission and a vision from Gemini. We didn't input that earlier. The target audience, the brand voice, I like that. Brand colors. Oh, so we can see that Gemini was a little bit more specific versus for color palette here, it didn't assume that. It could have just like, hey, put in the codes for that versus Gemini kind of assumed that, already gave us like fonts, a logo, the imagery, communication channels. I like that. I like that Gemini did put in a little bit more of like, hey, if you're going to do this as a business anyway, this is the best way that you can do it based on my information. And of course, we'll ask it more on the operation side of what kind of dashboard should I create to monitor the business. So what are the things do I need to have to actually see if this is doing well? So we have the financial dashboard, the client dashboard, project dashboard, marketing, operational. Here is we have for client acquisition, project management, financial performance, marketing, branding, and additional more dashboards that you can create. So again, you can kind of take your pick on one or the other if you want to create assets on this level, but either way, honestly for me works. Again, I can just create a combination of both and create a checklist from the two of them. And finally, we can ask ChatGPT and Gemini to actually break down and kind of create our project management style. So I asked it, based on everything we've discussed so far, can you break down what my next 7 to 30 days priorities should be to be able to launch the business and get the first sale? So here, let's go with ChatGPT first. So in ChatGPT, actually broke it down, week 1, 1 and 2, this is what you do. 3 and 5. Week 2 is establishing your presence. Week 3 is marketing and promotion. Week 4 is client acquisition and sales. And then 5, by the time that you launch it, hopefully you would have already closed. Versus on Gemini, we have the daily, doing market research, the weekly things you need to be doing. 3 and 4 is building audience and visibility. So again, very similar to how ChatGPT outlined it. So we have the daily things, weekly, closing the first sale, and then a few basically reminders for you to remember and to keep in mind as well. So when it comes to you starting your own business, if you've never done it before, brainstorming and getting ideas from both ChatGPT and Gemini can be really helpful. And for a lot of people, if I had this tool 5 years ago when I started my business, I'd probably be a little bit more prepared versus having to learn everything on my own as I go, which also nothing wrong with it. It got me to where I am, but it is a cool way to kind of see that there's a tool that you can use to make it just a little bit less complicated for you as well. And hopefully get you launching your own business within the next 30 days. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what business would you like to start or you're thinking of starting that you like your ChatGPT or Gemini's help. I would love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!